I know that a lot of people that are acquainted with this channel don't really know much about philosophy. I don't blame you. I'm not really sure what philosophy is, but my junior year of high school, I founded a philosophy club, and it operated for around a year, and we discussed all these various philosophical ideas in a Socratic seminar, and we did a lot of presentations as well. And at one point, I needed to lay out the tenets of Stoicism, and I found that I was kind of unable to do so. It's because Stoicism is a very confusing ideology with a lot of components to it. But the sheer thing that you probably need to know is that this has been something that has been conceived in the minds of people for generations. And for a long time, it really didn't have a name. So a lot of people attribute it to Marcus Aurelius, who was the Roman emperor at around the height of Rome. Not really at the height, but around the time a lot of people would consider it to be the golden age for Rome. And he developed this practicality of ideals, this set of beliefs, that working only on the things that you can affect and focusing on the things that you'll have a lot of effect on will have a positive impact in your life. So this can mean fostering the relationships of people who already want to develop relationships with you. This can mean working on your body, which is something that Marcus Aurelius seemed to really promote. This can mean developing your work efforts at your current job, so that you may be more experienced when you eventually do end up landing a job that you enjoy more. This can mean working on your portfolio, developing yourself as a man. A lot of fundamental ideals that I really try to promote on this channel and for my content. So, while a lot of this may seem obvious, to a good deal of people in the modern day, it's not. We tend to focus a lot of our efforts, and I really do mean a lot, on the aspects of our life that we can't control. You see this develop itself in many forms. People get unusually and toxically attached to others that don't really care a lot about them. People seem to put a lot of their faith in ideals and political parties that are not really affected by them. We put a lot of trust in politicians. We put a lot of trust in stocks, in crypto coins, in developers of the games that we're playing, showrunners of the TV shows that we've been watching, people we don't really know. And we don't put enough trust in ourselves. So when stuff really hits the fan, this actually turns out pretty bad for us. While the tenets of Stoicism are difficult to describe unless you vividly remember reading Seneca's letters, which I most certainly don't, because there's only so much information this big-ass square head can fit in it. The main aspects and perspectives of it seem to be that there are two sides of your life, the things that are under your control and the things that aren't. And by developing your attention in the way of the things that are in your control, you not only become a person you not only become a person who is more in control of themselves, but also a person who is harder to control. Get it? And in my view, obtaining control over your life is the most desirable thing a man or even a person can have. Because if you don't have control, if you can't control your mind, if you can't control your environment, what can you control? What do you have? Everything can be taken away from you at a moment's notice. Control is ultimately the thing that binds the universe together, and will bind your mind together too. In short, Stoicism slaps because it emphasizes control. It emphasizes that you don't need to try so hard. You just need to try harder on the things that you're slacking on. If your life is bad, it means that there's an opportunity there that you're not taking. And that's a very powerful lesson, especially to teach young people. Becoming Stoic is a very hard thing, even though the ideology is sound. A lot of people, when they hear about it, they will say like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But applying it to day-to-day life will not always be the most easy thing. Will not always be the easiest thing to do. Because as humans, we're naturally driven by impulse. We want the things that we can't have. But in order to get the things that we can't have, we have to embrace the things that we can have first. It's a difficult thing to ponder upon. But I think in a greater Christian sense, there's a ladder, there's steps and shit. And if you climb one step at a time, you're able to get to the top of this ladder. But if you avoid the first step entirely because you just want to reach the top and you try to jump up to where the ladder is leading, you're not going to get it. It's an interesting thing to ponder upon, especially in a forest like this. Care about the people who care about you. Work on the stuff that you've slacked upon in the last few days. weeks, months, work on your body. You do these 3 things, you're golden. And I think 2 books, the 48 Laws of Power and Way of the Superior Man, contain the secrets to success. Because every single time I use the lessons that I've learned in these 2 books, Jesus Christ, dude, I'm propelled onto like new heights. I am learning so much, more than I've ever learned in school. School doesn't teach you shit. It's truly astounding, and I feel myself more liberated than ever when I think about the things that I've not only experienced as a result of these books, but grown to consider because of them. If you want to be a healthier person, just care about yourself more. That's all it is. Right, I'll see you in the next one.